This is like a movie for everybody. So tell me why that's so important.
It just, it defines the purpose of making films, of telling, you know, if art was only going to be restricted for a certain kind of demographic or just a certain community, then it would defeat the purpose of it needing to reach the masses.
You know, Star Trek, when it was envisaged by Gene Roddenberry back in the mid-60s, presented this utopian society that had evolved beyond internal conflict and warring and gone to space exploration. And, you know, it really speaks of hope for humanity. And I think that that Star Trek is relevant today as it was back then, because we are in a period of change. We have this amazing president in office who came in on a platform of change, and there seems to be a real sense of hope and optimism.
This is not just them going back to the beginning and showing how the original crew came together. The plot is specific to going off in a new destiny that made it very easy for me to embrace any change, and I just felt like, bring it on.
That was so witty on JJ's team's behalf, and it's so good to actually get the response of a devout fan to have that kind of, you know, embrace. It just makes the entire purpose as to why we signed on to do the series, whether we were to do the show, whether we were fans or coming into the affair for the very first time. It just makes it all the more special.
You seem to have a very, very good knowledge of Star Trek, so how about this for a paradigm shift?
Bring it on.
You remember the episode that this character that you were talking about was playing his musical instrument and was being serenaded by Uhura, and she was singing to him
Charlie
about
X.
him, and caressing his ears. So while the relationship was not developed, it was certainly there in subtext.
You are right. And as your characters have specific plots to the films, especially, I mean, Bones had he was this irascible guy, and you just like nailed it, but you never imitated. It was never an imitation.
No, that was the challenge for me. I mean, I have such a long-standing, deep appreciation for the wonderful work that DeForest Kelley did in Star Trek and what he contributed to the Star Trek legacy. So for me, the challenge was to approach the character and really sort of identify some sort of essence and spirit of what his Bones was, and then really funnel that through my interpretation of what a younger version of the character would be.
How many are you signed on for?
Well, we're signed on for another 2, so you know, it's just our hope now. We've made a film that we're proud of, we love. We had such a fun time making it, and we're at the point where we're handing it over. You know, our film is now your film, and we hope that you guys cherish it, embrace it, and have as much fun watching it as we had making it, because we would love to come back and make more.
Exactly.
I want to know. It's 2 quick questions, but they're quick. You were the fashion plate of Star Trek, basically, right? What was it like with all the different outfits? How much fun were those costumes? What was the best part for you?
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
There you go. The mini skirts.
It was so much fun. It was hard at first because there's always a beginning process of separation that you're going to have from your own persona and the character, and you have to sort of maintain integrity for this character, and once this character's on set, it's about the character and not about you. So if I could have had it my way, the skirts would have been a little longer, because it would have enabled me to be a little more mobile. But Uhura couldn't have been done any other way but to keep that essence of that 60s, you know, short little outfit for her, and to still be commanding and have authority. I'm certainly welcoming it, and it did channel a very youthful vibe that was necessary to incorporate in her character, because she is young, and even though Nichelle Nichols' Uhura was already a veteran at what she does, and she was just stoic, very confident, comfortable in her own skin kind of gal. Uhura's just starting, and there are things that she can't really solve, and there's an infatuation that she has also with someone she considers in a very high regard. So there is a lot of youthfulness to her, and Michael Kaplan's approach to the outfits for her were just right on.